Hello and welcome to another episode of the Full Force Weekly, brought to you by Generals Joe's Reborn.com, with me as your host, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. For today's episode, I'm all on my own. In this regular video series, I round up all the week's news in the world of G.I. Joe. What is it, me?
It's the Full Force Weekly is what it is. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry for keeping you waiting if you've been waiting a little while. I kind of went, not live, but I went and kind of like standby and then just had to do a load of other things. And, you know, thought, well, I'll go a little bit later on. I forget that people can actually hang on and wait and be like, where are you? Anyway, welcome to the Full Force Weekly. It's just me this particular week because there's a reason for it this time. It's not one of those things where it's like Pat couldn't make it or we needed to do, I couldn't work out Saturday or whatever. No, there is Operation Armor is kicking off tomorrow at 10:30 EST. And because of that, we're actually involved in that. So is Pat, I am, loads of other people are involved. It's a really cool online sort of event. So we wanted to kind of keep that nice and clear and free, no overlap or anything like that. So we just thought I would go live tonight, get the weekly done. Not much has happened this week, really. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've been trying to keep up with getting a monthly out while we were talking about current topical things. And as soon as we finished recording, like loads of stuff happened. And it's just like, and then we did the movie news burst, managed to squeeze that out today. And then more movie stuff happened. So I thought, you know what, I'll cover it on the weekly. And then Justin and I are going to do another recording next week for the new bit of news, just to kind of get in more of a deep conversation about it. But anyway, lots of stuff to get through this week. It is absolutely bonkers. It's the night before Christmas, sort of. It's the night before YoJoe June, and everything is, well, I say everything is leaked. Information has leaked, hasn't it? So we're sort of in that. We're going to be talking about a lot of classified stuff today, but there's loads of news. Hiya Toys news, movie news, comics news, ridiculous amounts of comics news. Oh my goodness. We'll start with that this week. And just so we can hear this awesome music, I guess, really. Anyway, yes, of course, it fully funded. The Skybound Compendium is on everyone's mind this week. And honestly, I still can't quite grasp the gravity of what this means or what this is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable to me just how incredible this has happened. We'll get to that, Rachel. Calm down in the comments, trying to get ahead of everything. You know how it is on the weekly. I start with one thing and we finish with another. So you'll just have to wait the entire time for me to get to that question. But I think by my lolling, you can probably yes, basically, Rachel. Anyway, yes. So the Skybound Compendium went live and took everyone by surprise. I mean, everybody. I don't think anyone was there going, yeah, this will hit a cool 1.5 mil. No one's thinking that. And it's still got 26 days or something, 27, I don't know how many days. It's got a lot of days left, basically. And that is mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. Let me just get I kind of want to see what the current total is, because it really stalled, didn't it? I mean, yesterday it was like 1.2 something, and now it's like 1.463. It's 1.463,397. Unbelievable. I mean, it did slow down, but it's still moving, which is the bit that I think I can't really wrap my head around. I think this is hitting 2 mil. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think the final figure will be. I think it will be beyond 2 mil, but I think it'll be like 2.1, 2.2, something around that kind of zone. For over 4,000 backers already. So when you think of it that way, it's actually not too crazy, is it? It's not. I mean, when you think of it in those numbers, it's like it's a good solid amount of the fandom. But I mean, how, like, that's the other thing. How do you gauge the fandom? Like, what metric do you count this to the kind of fandom with? I know, like, Hasbro will have kind of like market research numbers that I'm sure they won't divulge, not at least now anyway. But like, I've always wondered this because obviously, we have a small following in the fandom, definitely. There are other channels have, like, massive amounts of followings. You have you just have to look at, like, things like, the Finest Facebook page or Carson's 3D Joe's kind of reach, and those are bigger numbers as well. So you kind of think, is, like, how many of those kind of people are the fandom? Do you know what I mean? The people that are kind of jumping in on this kind of stuff. And I think 4,000 of anything with GI Joe, in terms of like backers or buyers or people like, customers, humans, is quite a decent amount. But it's still not a crazy amount. But when you look at the actual amount of money that's being pledged, that is the bit that is just like, wow. Anyway, enough of my ridiculously crap math. This is obviously what everyone's bidding for. What everyone's pledging for. Bidding. It's not an eBay. The Skybound eBay campaign. Could you imagine if they're just doing one and everyone's got to bid for it? What number do you think it'd be up to now if it was that? Probably not. It probably wouldn't have the same effect, I don't think. Either way. Lols. But yeah, this is what we're looking for, the display boxed compendiums, and they've kind of morphed a little bit since this image. Now we've got gilded edges, we've got ribbons, we've got foil, we've got nice kind of finish on the artwork and raised elements. There's just all sorts of crazy stuff they've thrown in there. We'll look at it in a second as well. And early on, it's like, here's your Joe box set and here's your Cobra version of it as well, and everyone's like, cool, let's get in there. And then it just was like, oh, we've got to probably come up with stretch goals now. I know they had quite a few laid out, but I don't think they had the prices laid out. I think they had to change, like, the number levels, honestly, because I don't think they were expecting that. I mean, I don't think anyone could expect that. Although maybe if they'd done that kind of quick maths, if they'd have said, like, let's look at like what an average, like what we expect the amount of people involved here buying, and they could probably do the quick math on that and then go, okay, well, this is what we're looking likely to forecast it, basically. But apparently they were all taken by surprise on it. So either they did have all those things kind of kind of planned out in terms of the number levels, like 1 million, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, etc., etc. But I find it difficult to believe that anyone would think it was going to be that successful. I really didn't think it was going to be that. Not that successful. I knew it was going to fund, and I knew it was going to be like fairly decent and probably complete funding. They were after 50K. Well, I know that's kind of like, that's your initial funding goal, and then all the other things, if you want them, yeah, I get it. But still, that is a massive difference. And I just can't believe that anyone would think that was going to happen, honestly. Yeah. Carl says, speaks to how the brand is actually doing because of Classified. I have to agree. I think Classified has done a massive amount of legwork for the brand for the last 3 or 4 years. Absolutely. I have to agree with that. I think that is the case. And Skybound, I think, even though this isn't something that they're creatively in charge of, because this is the Marvel run, as you can see here, Compendium 1, issues 1 to 52, 51 to 78, with the yearbooks 2 to 4. Just the cover for yearbook 1, because obviously it was a reprint of issue 1 mainly. GI Joe Special Missions 1 to 15 in that second compendium. Then in Compendium 3, you've got 79 to 115, and you've got Special Missions completed in there as well. And then Compendium 4, 116 to 155, and then Transformers crossover, Order of Battle 1 to 4, and the Special number 1. So you know, again, this isn't their creative kind of input. There is creative input here. Obviously, you've got new art being created for the display elements, for posters, for prints, for trading cards. So there's lots of things that are being done by, you know, new things that are being done for this run. But for the most part, I think this is like just so people can get the compendiums in a collection and easy to access and easy to read and all that kind of good stuff, and to display nicely. That is what's happening here. And they've just done such a good job, Skybound, of presenting this, I think, that, you know, and the trading cards as well. And obviously a couple of little cheeky mysteries in there. TOR says, I'm out of touch with the comic end run. Did it continue after issue 155, or was that by another publisher? Yes, it continued after 155 with another publisher. So it was picked up in like 155 and a half, which was like, I want to say a free comic book day release by IDW. And then they continued the run with Larry at the helm on from that point onwards. And then it's been going ever since, and it's still going to this day. Now with Skybound, it has lasted 3 different publishers, the A Real American Hero series, which is actually quite remarkable, is it not? Anyway, absolutely blown away by this, and I'm really excited for the trading cards. I might end up just doing a cheeky pledge just to get the trading card set, honestly. Yeah. So anyway, that's your Joe set and that's your Cobra set. And again, more to come from artists as well at the bottom there. Mysteries still. For maybe they haven't actually created them yet. Maybe they're waiting to reveal them as like a later kind of, you know, probably thinking they're going to need a push halfway through. They're going to need a boost halfway through, innit? It's one of them jobs. Let's show them some trading cards to just, you know, edge it on a little bit. Show some respect to Devil's Due, Chris, says Jeremy. Yeah, but I'm talking about the Real American Hero run. And I know they sort of kind of continued their own, but that became disavowed, etc., etc. There's a lot to... Technically, you could say it's covered for then. But in terms of the Larry Hama run that we know and love to this day with Skybound now, that has covered the storyline, that kind of continuous storyline, 3 publishers, technically 4, if Jeremy has his way. Also, massive shout out to Jeremy, who corrected me on something. Can I just say as well, this is like a correction corner. I've been saying for the last, I don't know how many episodes, and I could save this until we get talking about Classified again, but I've been saying for ages that it's only the Crimson Strike team that was ever shown as digital renders. That wasn't the case. And I'm talking about exclusives, as in PulseCon and SDCC, but it wasn't the case because Dr. Mindbender had a render reveal. So my apologies, I completely forgot about that. And there was actually a Dr. Mindbender render reveal, a Dr. Mind render. So anyway, I just want to kind of correct that, because I've been saying for the last couple of shows, actually, I think that I was basically putting the question out to you guys as well at the time, because I couldn't think of it. And I said, yeah, I don't think Dr. Mindbender has had one. And then I just locked that in. But no, he has had a render. Anyway, Talking Joe says, the question mark trading cards are a Kickstarter backer vote. Emails with link to vote for 6 characters came out earlier today. Thank you, Mark. Do you know what? I saw that today. And then when I went on the page to look for it on the Kickstarter page, I couldn't see anything about it. So I just assumed I'd either dreamt it or I'd missed something elsewhere, or I just misconstrued something. So thank you for clearing that up, Mark. So those mystery cards, you should have emails. In fact, I'll probably have an email. I haven't checked my emails, my personal ones, recently. I say that maybe about 2 hours ago. In any case, yeah, link to vote for 6 characters. I'm actually going to have a look at that now if it comes up, and I want to see what I'm going to vote for, because that's exciting. Everything's exciting for me at the moment with these things. Let me have a look. My goodness, where did all these emails? They're like hiding. This is what I don't like. I don't like the email kind of app on phones, because it takes ages to actually like appear. And then even if you have notification set. It doesn't tell you. Like, it's rubbish. And then I click on it and there's no emails, and then boff, 166 in the last 2 hours. Can you believe that? Anyway, where are you? I definitely want to do this. Anyway, forget it. I'll do that later. Now, what else was I going to say? Yes, look at all this. Look at all this has been unlocked. Absolutely bonkers. We're not quite at 1.5, but there's a possibility on this episode we could reach 1.5. He says that might be a bit of a stretch. Yeah, we're at 464, 217, and I think we were at 462 when I first started. So it is moving. I don't know. These episodes do run a little bit long, don't they? Especially when it's just me. Dr. Mindrender is Dr. Mindbender's little brother, says Josh. Yeah, absolutely. It's a Google form to pick them. Thank you, Chris. I will definitely do that. Chris said, when Ace, Ripcord, and Law and Order for the Joes. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm actually let me think. So they were the 3 options for Joe, was it? Is that right? Is that why it's called an MRI? It's a Dr. Mindrender imaging machine. Yes, it is. Hi, it's me. Absolutely. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But yes, look at this. Absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. Jeremy says 2 million, we get a Wade Collins classified figure. Could you imagine? Then obviously that's not going to happen. But not going to, like, the tiers are going to turn into like action figures for like HasLab. They had all the characters. I see, Chris. So those are the ones you chose. You went with Ace, Ripcord, and Law and Order. Brilliant. Wow. So that's gonna, wow. Should we hashtag Lightfoot? Hashtag Lightfoot. Let's see if we can get Lightfoot in that trading card set, just to really, well, if it's a thing where we all jump on board and do it, then no one will be angry. But if it's one of those things where we go, yeah, Chris, whatever, we're not doing that, get lost, then it's fine. I'm still saying it though. Hashtag Lightfoot for trading cards. Anyway, 1.5 mil they're up to. Look at all those unlocks. That's nuts. And of course, we've got the next one to come, event like soon, I'd imagine. And then bonus top secret ones. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 5 million, you get a classified whale. That would be sweet. New York Night 1974. Jeremy's hashtag Charbroil. It's, yeah. Carl says Night Force Club Lightfoot. Is that what we're hashtagging? We really going hard on, Kitty said. Night Force Club Lightfoot would be niche, wouldn't it? Because it wouldn't be Night Force Lightfoot, it would be Night Force Club Lightfoot, and obviously no one knows what that is, apart from people that watch this show on a regular basis, which would be crazy. I don't think anyone watches this on a regular basis because we do 73 episodes a day. Tiger Force Club Hit and Run, I like it. Figure 6-pack. Smiler67 says, I want to know, is the Compendium bad timing? Because backing this and YoJoe June releases along with HasLab and then SDCC in July, even if I pick and choose my buys, it's quite expensive summer. I think it was always going to be. This obviously raises it up a touch, especially if you're getting 2 lots, you know, if you're going for the 600, whatever. But I think it's more of we've just got options, haven't we? And I know what you're saying. You kind of want each thing to be successful in its own right. You don't want anything to be affected. You want things to kind of operate in their own space. But sometimes it could be one of those things where the all eyes on G.I. Joe for the month of June could be the best way for them to do this. But there is a company looking at this, like, how can we maximize our chances of funding this and going beyond and getting some stretch goals released, unlocked is the word I'm looking for. So they're looking at it from a company point of view, aren't they? They're going, right, Skybound, like, this would be a good time to do it before YoJoe June actually starts, but obviously continues into that, and then we'll finish while it's inside YoJoe June. Kitty said, or will it? No, it will. It will. Just. When does it end? Ends on the 26th. So yeah, it'll still be involved in June. Anyway, and again, they could be looking at this and thinking that's a lot of money. Maybe we could pivot. Maybe we can hold fire on the HasLab, or maybe we could do this, that. But also, I think with the classified series, it's one of those things where people are just getting it no matter what. They're getting it either now or they're getting it later, but they're getting it. Things are still, selling out on Pulse quite often. And there are some things that hang around a little bit, but it's not much because I have been playing catch up for a while, and I'm still behind. But everything that I'm kind of looking for is either like a little bit is kind of in the high price area that I'm kind of holding out for a little bit. Not to come down, but to get it when I'm in a better position. And some of the other things are like the odd one here and there. Can I find Shadow Tracker? Can I buggery? No, I can't. Anyway, so with that said, this has been an amazing time for comics. I don't know why I've dragged so much on this because there's lots to get through here. Anyway, another thing I wanted to point out was how fun those holographic style stickers are. I say holographic, but the ones with the shiny kind of like effect behind them, the ones at the top, basically. They've got that vibe to me of the sticker album stickers when you got a shiny. What did you guys call them in the States? We called the shiny stickers shinies. And we said swapsies if we had cards that we were willing to swap. And we would obviously say needs if we wanted the ones that we wanted, obviously. What did you say when you were swapping cards and stickers, please and thank you, in the United States? We've also there's so much kind of happening this June. It's just bonkers. But yeah, let's move on. Jamie Sullivan boshed out this beautiful cover for Destro as well, and I could not. Foil is foils. You call them foils. Thank you, guys. This Destro cover is absolutely amazing. I love what Jamie's done here with the kind of like blueprints background, because it's like, Destro's the one that's making these vehicles and weapons and stuff like that. So I love the fact that, that's the background he's chosen for Destro on this one. Love this cover. This is one of those ones that I'd love to have a physical copy of, definitely. But it's an exclusive and it's pretty cool. So in fact, we can't remember the comic not company, but the store exclusive, is it? I'll get there in about a week when I've gone through all of the things. Condemned Comics. So this is the Condemned Comics exclusive, and there is a link to it on our Facebook page to get that. Very cool. Amazing. There's loads of cool stuff on here, actually. Wow. Yeah, this is a great cover. So I really wanted to highlight this one because I was really excited for it. Anyway, that's a beauty. And as well, we're still sticking with the comics news. Battle Action Force revealed its second cover, courtesy of us, actually. But then all of the covers were revealed courtesy of Bleeding Cool very recently as well. They spoiled it for everybody. But anyway, you'll see a nice, I think maybe next week, I think we're doing another cover reveal. Don't know when, but we'll probably do the third cover reveal for the compendium, the kind of treasury edition, volume 3. But this is volume 2, and it features SAS Eagle with some red shadows in the background, some more SAS guys in there as well. And it's very nice indeed. Here are the 2 that have been revealed so far. We've had the volume 1, which is the Baron Ironblood kind of treasury edition issue 1 with the red shadows behind him, and now we've got SAS Eagle on the front of this one. Really beautiful, but I can't, honestly, guys, can't wait. And it's coming soon as well. There's a few things I can discuss, I believe, but I can't go into too much detail because obviously, some other things we want to kind of explain later. But I've got to find out what I can say. Where did he put that? Sorry, I can't multitask at the moment, and I'm knackered. So let me just quickly see what he said for me. I don't think I might have dreamt that as well. What I'll say in this particular situation is the pre-orders go up soon, and we'll be revealing another one next week. And what else was it? I can't remember what the other thing he told me. Anyway, I can't find it now, so it's irrelevant. Knackered means tired, Jedi Ben. There better be a Robo Skull on 3 or 4, says RKW. I don't know. But anyway, the Battle Action Force Treasury Editions are looking gorgeous. There'll be more information coming very soon. We will, like I said, we will be interviewing Brian as well very soon. I think we're going to be doing it before Joe Fest. And then I think at Joe Fest, they're going to be doing some cool stuff and reveals and stuff like that as well. So that would be kind of awesome as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for comics, I believe. Let's, excuse me. I've just found out this new trick. Or have I? Yes, I have. I found out a new trick on this platform where I don't have to ask Pat what the next panel is. Anyway, next up, we got a bit of movie news, and we've got 2 bits of movie news. So there's a little bit of new stuff. If you watched the movie news burst earlier today, don't worry, we'll cover it in a little bit, but there's another bit we've got to cover as well. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I vibe off my own music. Is that weird? Is that narcissistic? Probably is a little bit, isn't it? But anyway, we have movie news, and yes, it is that Chris Hemsworth is in talks for the upcoming Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. To star in it, of course. He's not just talking about it with some people. He's actually talking about it because he might be in it. Wow, eh? So let's get into this very briefly, because again, I did a news burst with Justin about this earlier today and squeezed it out. So you can go and check that out after this show if you haven't already watched it. It's worth it, guys. Just, get involved in all the videos. You don't have to just watch this one because I'm going to be talking classified on it. You can get involved in all of it, even if you hate it. Even if you hate the movie stuff, I'm still going to get excited, even though we're fully aware that it's probably going to be pants. We still want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Best to be your own biggest fan, says Joshua. Yeah, well, sometimes maybe. I make music because I like making music. So at least there's that, right? Chris Hemsworth is Skymate, a G.I. Joe origin story. Rachel, that would be phenomenal. I think that would probably fall on its face in about. It'd probably be I don't know. Would that have the opposite effect? It might do. It might be one of those things where it's like Chris Hemsworth is going to be Skymate. Anyway, let's look at the deadline, actual article. So it says Chris Hemsworth is in talks to star in Paramount Pictures' untitled Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. Deadline has learned, based on the line of Hasbro toys. I mean, I love how they have to say that, because obviously they're talking to people that aren't into this like 24/7, that don't run ESPN 24-hour style marathon live streams about it. Upon finaling the deal, I think that's supposed to be finalizing. Upon finalizing the deal, this will put the Melrose Ave lot back in business with Hemsworth, who is already starring in Paramount Animation Hasbro's Transformers 1, which hits theaters on September 20th, 2024. That movie was one of the highest tested Paramount Animation titles ever. I mean, it has like everyone in it. That's probably why. I would say that it's a high possibility that they're in talks with Chris Hemsworth to do something for the Transformers, right? I get that. But wouldn't it be brilliant? And Dan the Toyman's given me an even new idea for Chris Hemsworth. I said it would be cool, obviously, if he was Chuckles, because there's that whole in that video with Justin, I mentioned there's a Hot Ones episode where he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and I mean, he just looks the part. He looks like Chuckles. Like, let's do it. But then obviously Dan says Chris Hemsworth would make a great rock and roll. He kind of would, actually. He'd make it like any of the characters he could pull off. Kitty said, but I think he could do Shipwreck. He could do any of the kind of like quirky characters, but I think he could do some of the more broody characters as well, like the broody, but like, like Duke or Hawk even. But like he could do like a pretty good version of anything of that. And anyway, Chris Hemsworth in Extraction. Oh my goodness, those movies are actual low-level bangers for me. Like, I really enjoyed both of them, and the second one especially. That whole scene, that one-shot scene where he's like, where they're escaping the prison and they get on that train and he takes out the helicopter. Oh my, that whole scene was probably one of the greatest action things I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a Predator fan. So it's up there with Predator. It's up there with just that scene. I mean, it's up there with anything that Tom Cruise does in Mission Impossible when he has a big stunt to do, the massive stunt. But you know, anything like that. I think that scene was just great. I'm going to watch it again because I thought it was brilliant. That's the other thing. He could be a bad guy too, couldn't he? He could be Major Blood. He could be any one of the Dreadnoks. It could be Blowtorch. Yeah, indeed. Anyway, Outback. Oh, Pedro. Oh, there's another one. There's another one he could be. Like, he could be anyone, but I think obviously they're going to give him a major character. And I think he would be a perfect Chuckles, genuinely. I think, yes, he could do all of those different characters. Yes, he could be all of them and do really great. But I feel like Chuckles is tailor-made for him. He's got that kind of charm, the charisma. He's not like, I mean, he is a ripped guy, but he doesn't like, you know, he's not going to dwarf people necessarily like Rickson, like Alan Rickson. And I say that, but yeah, he's a big dude still. But he doesn't have that sort of vibe about him, even though obviously, I mean, he's been Thor and Thor's huge. What am I talking about? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I still think he could be, you know, I think he could be a great Chuckles is what I'm saying. Anyway, I think that's everything on that. Now, it also says what's clear here, and they're spelled here wrong because obviously it should be H-E-R-E. I should have done their copywriting for this, shouldn't I? What's clear here and evident following Paramount's CinemaCon presentation is that despite all the noisy talks of a merger, whether the groom is Skydance or Sony Apollo, the studio is relentless about mining its coffers for big screen IP. The Transformers and G.I. Joe movies combined have grossed a lifetime total of $6 billion at the global box office. Fair though to say that Transformers is the large majority of that, like 5.99 billion of it. Anyway, he does like to be comedic. Yes, Chuckles I think would work. I think you know, it depends on the writing more than the actor when it's like whether he's too comedic or not. That's down to the writing. I think he could. You know, I mean, watch Extraction. He does not do, you know, it's not the same character. That guy in Extraction is not the same as Thor in like Guardians of the Galaxy, or I would say Thor, but he's more comical in like the later kind of movies, isn't he? Anyway, Chuckles feels too on the nose. I kind of get that, but I also think it's perfect. Sometimes it can just work, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to be too on the nose or too much of a reach or too much. Sometimes it can just work. I feel like it could just work. But anyway, I'm not the one casting this, even though we did kind of try a little bit. Now, the other bit of news that has come out very recently, I say very recently, about an hour before I went live, maybe a little bit longer than that, is that it looks like Stephen Caple Jr. is not involved to direct, or is not going to be directing the Transformers G.I. Joe movie. It sounds like he dropped out of the running a while ago, even though he was the one that pitched this idea to Paramount and to you know, the producers, and like for the end scene with the G.I. Joe crossover end scene. So I find that quite interesting and quite weird. Like at the same time, like I like Stephen Caple Jr. I think he's done some amazing things. Rise of the Beast was all right. It was definitely more watchable than previous Bay Transformers films, like some of the back end Bay movies. Like I don't think I've watched one of them all the way through. I think I've tried to watch it so many times and just struggle with it. So anyway, so I think that like, you know, even if they are getting someone else, I'm not saying that sounds really disrespectful, but I don't think it's a major loss that Stephen Caple Jr. isn't doing the movie. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind if he was. Like I think either way, you know, I think he could pull it off. Kitty said. Now, no, I don't get me wrong. I enjoyed elements of Rise of the Beasts. I really did, and it was so much better than, like I said, last night and what were the other ones? Age of Extinction. There's so many, and they just merge into one. But like, there was a lot of crap towards the end. I love Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee was great. I really enjoyed Bumblebee. I was really excited after Bumblebee, thinking that was like a direction that they could build on, and they just seemed to not really bother with it. What was the other one? That was it. Rise of the Beast was next. Yeah, so I don't know. I think if they get another director, fine. But if Stephen Campbell Jr. is doing it, because this is only at the moment technically a rumor, it's not confirmed, but it's coming from fairly, reason like a source that you don't have to hang your hat on it, but you can just about understand that that is the situation. Anyway, so that is the kind of, and Justin and I will be delving into this in a little bit more detail next week. There may be more movie news next week. We'll just roll it into that, but we'll be talking about this particular story in more detail next week as well. Man, getting Justin on more than getting Pat on recently. What's going on? Anyway, that is the movie news this week, guys. Let's get ready to rumble, because it's, I think, Hiya Toys next. Well, we'll find out in a second, won't we? Yeah, it was Hiya Toys. Stalker has been revealed. The upcoming G.I. Joe Exquisite Mini 4-inch Stalker. Due out Q2 of 2025. But I don't know. It's like, how many figures are we up to now? 19? Or have we hit we're nearly at 20 with the Hiya Toys reveals, and 2 delivered. That's a little bit crazy, isn't it? I know I've seen a lot of people saying, I've seen a lot of people saying that I'm not going to pre-order any more until I actually get some figures in, and I do kind of feel that way too. Like, at this point, it's great to see these figures and they look cool, but no one's getting them at the moment. So what is going on? Ray Murphy on the previous post said, "Nobody tell Michael Bay about this movie." Absolutely. I don't think you can avoid that, unfortunately, bud. Robert H says Rise of the Beast was an improvement from Bumblebee. Nah, I have to disagree. I feel like Bumblebee was great and Rise of the Beasts was, if anything, because of the G.I. Joe thing at the end, on level. But I feel like I love Bumblebee. I thought it was great. But again, it's all opinion, isn't it? What we like and what we don't like. Anyway, yes, Hiya needs to actually produce these figures. They recycled Flint's legs as a figure 6-pack. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Racking up their pre-order list as bad as HASBRO, actually worse than HASBRO. TOR, especially now, it's like you order something and you get it for like 2 or 3 months later. It's ridiculous, in a good way. They might as well be only digital only releases. Absolutely. Anyway, so let's look at Stalker, shall we? Now, I will say the first thing that kind of strikes me, and I've seen people saying completely opposite things on this. I'm not a massive fan of the head sculpt. It has to be said. I don't think it is like, I kind of, it looks a bit squished to me. It looks like got a bit of a squished head. And I don't know what I'm like. I don't know. I prefer I think the Stalker on the classified figure is phenomenal. The head sculpt on the Stalker on the classified figure is great. Like, it's really, really good. I'm a big fan of this Stalker figure. It's really cool. But this one, again, it looks all right. But again, the head sculpt for me, this is what kind of killed Flint a little bit for me on the Hiya Toys figures. Was the head sculpt. I mean, he still looks really cool. I like this deco, actually. I like this deco more than the classified one, I have to say. But yeah, honestly, this kind of looks more like Bulletproof with the flat top. But again, I like the figure overall. I think the aesthetic of the figure is great, especially that, take the Shamak off as well, and you've got the classic Stalker body. Maybe this could be, I don't know, like a look to the future of a possible classified re-release. I mean, I could see them doing a retro Stalker. I could see them doing like something like that, and then have that, because obviously the classified Stalker, as a lot of people have said, the deco is a little bit dark, and I think you could definitely do Stalker again in like a a retro style. In any case, oh, he's just fallen over and taken rock and roll out as well. I've got a load of random characters on my desk. I've got Recondo, retro Recondo, and Breaker on his regular RAM. Anyway, they're around me at the moment. But anyway, yeah, Stalker looks really cool. I like the accessories he's got. I like the secondaries. I think that I'm a fan of the figure. It's just a head sculpt. I think I'm a bit like, bit weird. Anyway, they've probably done the hair like that, so the beret fits. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what Flint's hair kind of looks like. Maybe Flint's got that kind of like fancy head, like kind of short side, back and sides with the kind of like bit of hair on top, hasn't he? Yes, wooden puppet. Flint had the wooden puppet vibes, definitely. Head sculpt looks too small for the neck. Yeah, I think that's maybe what it is, actually, Ray. Kick Toy says, came in late. Hiya, Chris. YoJoe June begins at midnight. Yes, this is YoJoe June Eve. It's the weekly on YoJoe June Eve. Isn't that amazing? Amazing stuff. Got to stop saying amazing. I like the color scheme more than the classified version. More contrast. This steps towards, yeah, same. Like I said, you could kind of like I said, you could do a retro Stalker like this with the classified figure, and I think that would be brilliant. Anyway, yeah, I think he looks great. And here's another. Again, I think the figure looks great. Not sure about the head sculpt. A couple of shots here of the figure on the white background, so you can really see the figure and all the details. Almost has a recoil deco, doesn't it? Looks very recoily to me. For all my obscure character fans, recoil's obscure, I would say. He's not like you get to recoil in the core character hump. So yeah, I'm going with that. Yeah, the Shamak looks really nice at this scale as well. I like that. Really cool. Anyway, that is Stalker. He comes with his classified weapons as well, by the looks of things, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. So he's got the machine gun. He's got the other machine gun. I forget the name of that. The grease gun or something. Not I've seen it called before. I may be wrong. I might be getting my guns mixed up. Apologies if I am. Obviously the knife, the pistol with the silencer, the beret, the Shamak, the backpack holster, and the spare hands. And he comes with, I guess he comes with a figure stand. It's just not shown. They all come with figure stands usually, so I'd be surprised if it's not in there and they just they couldn't fit it on the loadout image. But there you go. That is Stalker. Like I said, not much else to really go into. I am going to do a graphic of all of the figures they've released for the next one, and it's going to be ridiculous. So yeah, I was going to do it with kind of split like that all the way along the page, but it would just be like a barcode. There's that many releases so far. Can't be a true recoil color scheme without the baby blue blasters. Absolutely, Robert H. The kind of over exaggerated Brave Star pistol that he had. I loved that Brave Star gun when I was a kid. I didn't have it, but I used to watch the cartoon and I made one out of wood, I believe. Like my granddad and I made one where we kind of carved the bottom bit, stuck it to like a kind of handle kind of one, and then stuck another on top, and I just ran around with this bit of wood that pretended to be the blaster. Anyway, that is that anecdote and story. Right then, next up, because again we've got a lot to get through. I believe I won't have to ask Pat because I'm already there. I think we're at the classified stage, guys. So we've got a little bit of classified news to talk about. Then we'll talk about YoJoe June, all the leaks and all that kind of good stuff as well. And we're going to be updating some listings. So hold on to your pants, or whatever you want to do around about this time. Yes, we've had a lot of classified updates and a lot of cool stuff to talk about as well. We've had inputs from Lenny. We've had a Tripwire input from Lenny on Instagram, which I always love to see those. I know it's the figure drawn out. It's you're going backwards, but at the same time, I do like to see that, and I like to see a little bit of the blurb about all that kind of stuff. Like what it means to actually kind of design this stuff and actually get it out. I like that. We've got lots of images, video reviews to talk about as well from Shark-Eyed Toy View and loads of other people in Australia, and all sorts of images to get stuck into from a bunch of early released figures. And of course, we will be discussing the fact that Hasbro's live stream has been announced for the 4th of June. I think it's the worst kept secret in the Joe. There's always a worst kept secret in the Joe fandom, and the one at the current time was that YoJoe June was going to kick off on the 4th, and I think everyone knew it, but it was just a matter of time, and here we are. So we'll be getting through all of this, and then of course once we've talked YoJoe June and all that, we'll be talking leaks, we'll be talking listing updates. Pat's going to be very happy he's not here. And then what we'll do is we'll get into the shout outs and move on. So starting with a bevy of stuff coming in. Now this was, sorry, bear with me because it's been a while since this was posted this week and lots of has happened. So let me get the info. So obviously we had, I think, are these shark eyes? These might be shark eyes. When did I post this? My God, how long ago was it? Okay, yeah, in-hand images. Oh, this is AFB Eddie. Sorry, Eddie. This was AFB Eddie who posted these on X or Twitter, and it's his basically. It was kind of like Norhide image review, basically. So we've got a lot of Norhide images here from AFB Eddie. And I think we also got them from a Shark-Eyed Toy View as well, which will show all of those images. I'm still really interested in the decision behind, and I will ask this next time we have the opportunity, of why do they go for the road pig tattoo on Norhide? I really want to know why they've done that. And we know the road pig's coming, so what is he going to get the same tattoo? Is he going to get Norhide's tattoo? What's going on there? I'm just very interested to see what's going on there. Maybe they're kind of like bringing some of the dreadnoughts together with a kind of uniform tattoo sort of thing. But I don't know. It's interesting to me they did that. But this Norhide looks great. I think one of the things that Shark-Eyed Toys View kind of came to the kind of conclusion with some of it was that some of the what do you call it? Some of the what do you call articulation? There was a bit of an issue with some of the articulation. So, oh, sorry about this, guys. I haven't done this before in the past, but could you give me a few moments? I'm just gonna go into like standby mode for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry, bear with me 2 minutes. I will return. My apologies. I just have to quickly do something. I'll be a few minutes. Bear with me. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Full Force.
Probably don't need the whole intro to come back, do I? Anyway, sorry about that, guys. My apologies. I'm not going to get into it, but I think that's the first intermission I think I've ever had on a show. My apologies, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you for staying with me. I appreciate it. Back in the game now. So, Jeffrey's like, what is happening? Yeah, there's too many things. Sorry, guys. Anyway, someone blow on the cartridge. Exactly. We're back in the game now. Everything's cool. Now, Norhide again. I think was I talking about the tattoo? He looks great. And then I got to the point where the articulation was possibly a bit of an issue. And that is, I think, in the legs, because he reuses Roblox legs, I believe. And something in that video from a Shark-Eyed Toy View, shout out to a Shark-Eyed Toy View, or Shark-Eyes Pics on Instagram. He had a bit of an issue with the kind of articulation in the legs. So that might be something that you have to... Mark says, let's take a sweepstake on the interruption. I wonder if you'll be able to get it. I'm not going to entertain that. Speak amongst yourselves. What I should have done was have the technical difficulties thing while that was playing. That's what I should do. Jeffrey says, yeah, kind of bummed. Not a fan of those legs. Didn't realize he was getting those until I watched the review. Yeah. Mike says, I bet something super mundane, like someone was at the door and no one else was around to answer. No, I'm not telling you. Anyway, so that's a great shot of Norhide. I love that weapon he comes with as well, that kind of wrist machete, a rachete. And then, of course, you've got Pork Belly and Yobbo. Probably the greatest pairing of animal companions ever. Cue up the Benny Hill theme music, Rachel. Yeah, exactly. It's okay. I needed a bathroom break anyway, says Wilfredo. Good. I'm glad I could help in that sense. We're back in the game now. It's all good. It is funny. That was a weird break. I know that's never happened before. I'm usually way more professional than that, but no, not this time. I was like, hell no. Shark-Eyes Toy Views in the chat. Hey, he said, yeah, his legs aren't great, but that was the least of my issues. Give us a couple more as well, Shark-Eyes, in the comments. just a couple of things that or maybe just in one comment if you want, and we'll read them out. But anyway, I'm still looking forward to this figure, I've got to say. I think the animals are great. I'm a big fan of the design of Norhide, but again, if there are other issues there, that's a shame. But either way, he still looks cool. Here he is standing up with his gear on. Timon and Pumbaa, Hakuna Matata, indeed. And here's another shot with all of the... Yeah, you can kind of see there. Although I have had an easier time posing Roadblock's legs in the past. I've done all sorts of poses with Roadblock, usually like in that kind of kneeling down position. So I don't usually have... I haven't had any real issues with Roblox posing. So is it really with the legs, or is it with like the legs and the body combined sort of thing? Anyway, yeah, there you go. There's all his gear. And then we've got more images. So that was AFB Eddie, by the way, who had those images. This is AFB Eddie, and this is Shark-Eyes Toy View, who is in the chat at the moment. Hello, buddy. What time is it where you are right now? The wrist shetty straps were brittle, so much in fact that they had stress fractures emerge after the initial application to the figure's wrists. That's a shame. That is a shame. Yeah, although it's one of those things where hearing this is going to make me very careful with all of these things. But that's a shame that they had stress fractures on, especially like if anything's got to be gummy, it's got to be that, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Since then, one literally broke off when I was posing the figure. That sucks. That does suck. But it's good to know this. It's good for the people to understand. It's just gone 9 a.m. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, that's fine. For some reason, it's literally like 7 p.m. here. So obviously it's going to be almost opposite land where you are, isn't it, mate? Yeah, that's crazy pants. He looks good though. I've got to say, Any other? Let us know any other issues, because that is a shame about the brittle aspect. Figure Six Pack says remove the hand first before you add the wrist gauntlet? Question mark. That might have to be a thing, possibly. Oh no! Yobbo's tail had snapped clean off in package. Oh, that sucks, buddy. Are his blades stiff? Says RKW. That's a good question. Does he have stiff old blades? Is the question. Anyway, good to know all this information. I'll be having a cheeky look out when Norhide comes my way, definitely, and I'll be very careful of it too. But yeah, that is a shame that Yobbo's broke. Did you glue it back on by chance? Just out of interest, because I probably would. Anyway, that's by the by. Here are more images of him getting his little sniper rifle out. And Porkbelly's wearing his hat now, which is great. The animals look phenomenal, though. I love them. Absolutely great. And that tattoo and the head scars are a nice touch on that head sculpt. Yeah, that's dope. And the pattern on the pelt looks really good too. Yeah, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Just a shame about those issues, Shark Eyes. The wrists are quite thick on the figure, Buck. Yeah, they are quite hefty, aren't they? Well, that's a shame. I will definitely be very, very careful with that, though. 100%. So thanks for the heads up. Even though you had to go through that, you let us know that we have to be careful with it, and that's the main thing. You've saved all these other lives. And then again, I think this is you as well, isn't it, Shark Eyes? You got your Jinx in, and your Snow Serpent and Beachhead retros, which is nice. But we got some great shots of Jinx here. I love this figure. I think she looks gorgeous. We've been through this before. You told me to get a room last time, but I love this. I love the head sculpt. I love the deco, the tampo and the tattoo. The dragon is really cool as well on the gi. Very nice. Yeah, just awesome. Just really awesome. This is one of my favorite figures at the moment, and I haven't even got it. That tattoo is great. Yeah, good job, Pat, isn't he? He'd be having an absolute fit right now. He'd be going off about tattoos. He'd be going off about listings that are going to be coming up soon. And here she is, sort of half holding the her weapon. But again, I think she looks great. I'm really into this figure, and I can't wait to get Jinx. I cannot wait. Yeah, anytime you see a figure on the flight deck of the flag, it's me. Yeah, totally. That was why I knew when I clicked on to this ones. I was like, yeah, it's Shark Eyes. And I took these screenshots straight from your video as well. So thank you very much for that. Doing the work so I didn't have to. I like it. Anyway, I love Jinx. And then here's a nice little pose as well. Love this one. It looks like she's winding up to run off, like she's about to do a flash. Her knot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jeffrey. I've been calling it what have I been calling it this whole time that's wrong? Naginata, the not Ganata. Yeah, exactly. I like that. Anarchists would love matching tattoos. They love uniformity. They do, don't they, Mark? Really in their nature as anarchists to have the same matching tattoos. Brilliant. Well, thank you anyway. Thank you very much to Shark Eyes Toy View and also Shark Eyed Talk View on YouTube, specifically when you get the opportunity to go and check him out. I think I put your link in the description. I'm sure I did, actually. Yeah, I'll put your YouTube channel link in the description. So go in there, go sub, go get involved. You've been getting a lot of figures very early, and I really appreciate it because we get a good look at them. So thank you very much, buddy. Right then, moving on to Snow Serpent. And again, we're still with Shark Eyes Toy View, but we do have the Snow Serpent to check out. And he actually looks really good. I do like this figure a lot. The blue, again, very nice on that figure. And the okay, yeah, I'm not going to say it. We say it all the time. Doesn't have his retro accessories, and it is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest bugbears of the fandom at the moment. There's a few, but obviously this is one of them. And I get it. I get it. I would prefer the tennis racket shoes. I prefer the AK-47, the specific backpack, the kind of like missile on a stick. I can't remember what it's called. Fump, fump, fump. What the hell do you call it? Why have I forgotten these things? Like I am losing brain cells by the day. Seriously. Mortar. There we go. A mortar, even though it's probably a missile on a stick. I'm trying to think of the word mortar. That's what I was trying. Mortar launcher was the word I was trying to think of. Thank you, Miguel. Sorry, I got there before you did, but I appreciate that you knew what I was talking about. Joshua as well. Thank you. There was a bit of a delay on the comments, so thank you very much. Aside from the FAMAS, I like it, says Jeremy. Yeah, Dusty's rifle indeed. Yes, TOR. I mean, most of the letters in your name are in that word. Comic book Jinx gets an arm tattoo, which I would assume is taken from the toy. Yep, absolutely. Did I need another break, Chris? Probably. I have too many of those now, like brain farts. Pestle. A mortar and pestle. Anyway, this, yeah, I do like this figure a lot. I think it looks great. The deco is what's winning it for me. But again, could have done with those retro accessories. But Gridiron will sort you out, right? According to usually every single time a figure comes out. And we already have AKs, yeah. I've actually got an AK ready for this particular figure because the Sarge doesn't use his AK. He doesn't need it. He's too busy punching things with his fist AKs. Sorry, my charge is trying to escape, so I'm going to plug it in. I'll probably cause another issue. Roadblock seriously needs to come with a pestle and mortar. Yeah, just for the joke. Indeed, Carl. Indeed. Just got a delayed shipping approval for Beachhead. What's the point of an Insta day one pre-order? I don't know. This is the thing in it. Like, it's so... I mean, I know a lot of people were ordering from multiple places so that when the first one came in, they could cancel the others. And then they always forget to cancel the others anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter in that sense. Anyway, that's the Snow Serpent. Now, also Preternia posted this. If the dates hold up, I just got shipping soon on Beachhead today. Some YoJoe classified retros should ship this week, so they will probably be coming in very soon to people in the US and elsewhere. So just keep a heads up on that. If you have already done that, then great. Lols. Right then, next up, Tripwire input. Now, this was obviously a bit of Lenny kind of getting on his Instagram and posting a little bit of his work on Tripwire and Apsara and McLeod, lols. And it's not all of his gear though. I think some of it isn't in there. What isn't in there though? Thinking about it, is there a pistol involved? There might be a pistol. I can't remember. Yeah, there is a pistol, but maybe it's not on there, but it's not in his holster either. I can't think what else that is missing in there. But arm pads. Yes, that's what it doesn't include. Thank you. I'd love a listen and fun colors. Absolutely. But anyway, Lenny mentioned this. Some of the input from Tripwire. This was super fun one to get into. Not only is he a classic character with an amazing skill set and job, but it also allowed us to explore armor up play. I wanted to have a figure in the line that came with an armor kit, which allowed for a silhouette change. In addition to the aesthetic change, it implies an escalation in the mission, hence the super heavy tack gear. It was also fun to come up with an unorthodox companion, like the explosive sniffing rat. Well, he says Aspara, but it's Apsara. GeoJoe action figure, GeoJoe classified. So yeah, again, I love seeing these. I'm always a fan of when we get kind of input work from previous stuff. I love to see all that kind of stuff, and it's slightly different now because you're not getting there's a lot of stuff you're not getting that you would have got back in the day. Like there would have been so many different, there are different stages of production, don't get me wrong, but it's less than it used to be. And you're not getting your 2-ups, you're not getting your sculpt, your kind of physical sculpt kind of you know, resins and all sorts of different like types of materials involved in just the concepting and the building of this stuff. And then, you know, and then obviously you get the kind of artwork, the presentation art, the you know, the card art, all of these different kind of levels that you would get before is now kind of completely, obviously it's been optimized, it's been made it more efficient, they've kind of streamlined the process. I get it, of course they have to, but what we get now is not the same as what we got back then for some of this really cool stuff. So it's not like you get like a book full of stuff. It'll just be like, here's the input, here's the artwork, and maybe like you get the original sketch drawing sort of situation for the artwork, for the card art or whatever it may be. But it's sort of not really something that you see for every single thing. Anyway, so that was nice. So go check out Lenny's Instagram, and obviously he might be posting a few more of these over the month as well. Feels like there might be a few more to come. He may have even posted something in the last few hours and I've just not been paying attention. But yeah, this is a great one. And of course, I have an affinity to this figure for reasons. So anyway, Tripwire, brilliant. Now, Bosch, yes, let's get to it. We might as well. This has been like the elephant in the room. This is what you've been waiting for. Yeah, the Hasbro Pulse fan stream kicks off YoJoe June on the 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. It's going to be the big one. Now, there have been a few leaks, have there not? They have. Now, we were obviously aware of the 4th of June Entertainment drop zone, the 11th on Tuesday, and the 18th on a Tuesday. Those are still there, obviously. But that's what we're expecting in terms of the cadence of pre-orders, I guess, is what we're expecting. Now, let's get to the leaks, because a number of wholesalers, this isn't just one person. This is the next thing you're going to see is from Terry Ruin. There you go. Terry's ruined it. Just kidding, Terry. So Terry obviously posted this to say this is a full rundown of what he ordered last week, and we've had other wholesalers also ordering stuff. Now, this is, I think, Entertainment Earth information, I believe. So obviously, Entertainment Earth have been, you know, they've been obviously shopping the pre-orders around to wholesalers, I guess, is the situation we're in here. Maybe not just Entertainment, I guess other companies as well, other situations. But I know from a number of the information that kind of came in our way, it was from that source. And then obviously, I think someone posted something on a YouTube channel, on a comment. It was the Ruckus, I believe it was. Sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think that was close to the name, if not the correct name. My apologies. I'm going to get it right, though, because obviously I want to say the right thing, and I want to credit, I guess, where credit's due in that sense. So it was the Ruckus. I was right. THARUKKUS. They'd commented on a YouTube channel about ordering certain figures, and then the kind of avalanche of other people that had done the same started coming in, and all of a sudden we've effectively got what looks to be the pre-order cadence release situation for you know, for YoJoe June. Now we've got retro carded Cobra Commander, which was insinuated on the Ruckus's post that it was going to be hooded. Not as far as we're aware. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But as far as we were aware, it was just a retro carded Cobra Commander, you know, in much the same way as your HasLab one, but without the Mickey Mouse logo. That was what we were under that was what we were explained, right? Things could have been added or changed, or it could be that they're doing a hooded one, but I don't know if that's 100%. We'll obviously find out in the month. But just keep an open mind on that one. If it isn't the hooded one, please don't be too angry. Yeah, retro carded Cobra Commander. Now, the retro carded Cobra Trooper was kind of revealed in this list, which we can kind of, again, we've got listings to show you as well. So they've unlocked a few things, I will say. So it's nice that we can finally, say that great, we don't have to kind of hide that one anymore. Same goes for Storm Shadow version 2. And you'll see who it is when we go on over to the next page. Alpine, Iron Grenadier Bat. Who would have known? Mad Marauder Sergeant Slaughter. Of course, that was leaked visually by images coming out of the Far East before we got this. Before we knew it was happening for this particular period of time. And then, of course, a couple of other cool things. 60th anniversary Marine. Again, yeah, we knew that was coming. 60th anniversary action pilot, or Halo jumper in this case. Now, we believe it is something to do with Halo, because that seems to be everyone who has been talking about the, ordering wholesale, has been mentioning this Halo situation. So that's really exciting and really cool. And I can't wait to see what they've done. Maybe a working parachute, who knows? And then the main one is the one that's kind of been, again, like the worst kept secret in the fandom again. And that's the Cobra Stinger with driver. And, right, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Leaked listings 2024. We've updated a few. Now, there's another one on there that I've added, because it was leaked a little while ago today by Artist Shark, that Heart Wrencher will be the other figure in the Zorak 2-pack for Walmart. So that's another one that's on the screen right now, just in case you're looking at that going, has he made a mistake? No, that was revealed as a leaked listing earlier today. I didn't kind of repost or share anything. I thought I'm just going to do it on the show tonight. So there you go. And it unlocks Zorak. So yes. What was I going to say? Yeah, okay. So let's start at the beginning. Standard retail wave of 4. It looks like it's going to be Alpine, Iron Grenadier Bat, Iron Grenadiers, and Bam Bam, yes, is Storm Shadow version 2. That has been the one that we've been kind of like, couldn't say anything until there was a name owner reveal or something. But as it turns out, it was leaked anyway. So there you go. Late to the party, as always, but we'll keep the party going somehow. Then, of course, the Marauder Sarge is up there already. TNS Buttercup at the top of the right-hand side. That is, expected. And that will actually be, I think the only thing we know about that is that it's a Fanmazon release. That's all we know about that. So that'll be Fanmazon for Marauder Sarge. And Scrappy, now I'm mentioning Scrappy as a possible Low Light Spirit release, because I've been saying that for ages. It's possible that it could be Low Light and Spirit. The reason I say that is because it was leaked, the same time the Sarge was. And obviously what we're seeing in terms of the leaked listings for June are figures that are able to be offered to wholesalers. Now, Pulse exclusives aren't. And because Scrappy is a Pulse exclusive, it's quite likely that Low Light and Spirit didn't appear on that list, but might appear next month. So I'm just putting that out there. We might see both Sarge and Low Light and Spirit 2-pack. Just saying. It's a possibility. Because like I said, as a Pulse exclusive, you wouldn't get offered, like that with the other ones are standard retail. And like I said, Marauder Sarge is a Fanmazon release. Now, as we move down the list to the stuff, like I said before, that's kind of been leaked and revealed already. I just mentioned them already, but the Zorak Walmart 2-pack consists of Night Force Falcon and Heart Wrencher. So that's leaked and out there now. So there you go. It's on our list. And the other one is that the Stinger and driver was Blossom VEH all along. Now, we didn't actually know this until those listing, not listings, but that information dropped. When was it? Yesterday, the day before? It was yesterday, I think, wasn't it? Was it yesterday? It must have been yesterday. So when that all came out yesterday, we didn't know at that point that the Stinger was Blossom VH. We had just guessed. We were just guessing that it might be, because we knew the Stinger was coming. We just didn't know what it was on the listings. But again, it was more of a, kind of like a. It was the only one it could be at that point. So that's that, and that is also a Fanmazon release. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? So a vehicle that isn't a Pulse exclusive. Stinger driver looks very likely to be Fanmazen, because that's what that Blossom VEH listing has been all along, and we have been able to marry the two up. So that is the situation with that. Now, Lenny all but confirmed it will be a new Falcon head. Yes, yeah, he basically did. Yeah, Falcon better be a dead ringer for Matt Damon this time. That'd be so fun. Yeah, probably will be. Tor says Cobra Trooper, wondering is it a straight re-release of the Cobra Island one or an updated design? I don't know. I would assume we're looking at a sort of retro-ish looking Cobra Trooper, so it might be one of those things where they kit bash something to make it look more like a more like a Trooper, or they've added new stuff to it. Who knows? I don't actually know at all. We just know that we've actually known, or this was another one of those. It's only this one that it can be with Oki, and we initially thought the eel was Oki based on the fact that the name came out, and it kind of seemed like it made sense with Oki because Oki's underwater kind of character. But no, it actually, when eel turned out to be something else, I've forgotten what it was now, but it turned out to be one of the other random names. Oki was the only one that Oki could be at that point, was the trooper that we had information on, and we'd been able to marry the numbers up as well, so we knew that one. And of course, Cobra Commander. So with Cobra Commander, we don't know if it's going to be, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be the hooded one at all. Just, I haven't got a clue. Some people have said that, but I'm not sure if it's more wishful thinking that's turned into, oh yeah, it's going to be that. I wouldn't go all out thinking it's going to be that one. I would probably temper expectations on that one, and at least then you'll be pleasantly surprised, I guess. If you'll be very ecstatic if it is, but just expect it to be a regular Cobra Commander. All Star, yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Is he on the screen? I'm an idiot. Cobra Eels is literally in green, and it was All Star. Thank you very much. Yeah, 50-50, I'd say. I mean, you're probably right, basically. So yeah, retro Cobra Commander, retro Cobra Trooper. Now, the other extra bit of info was the fact that obviously the 60th ready is going to be a Halo jumper, and Halo jumper, which is very, very cool. I don't know if this means working parachute. I don't know. I feel like that was something that they probably have contemplated and tried to develop and tried to look at, but at this stage, not a sausage of a clue. But all very exciting. Of course, the Action Marine. There is a little bit more information for the Action Marine that hasn't gone out there yet, so I'm not saying anything more on that. I'm excited to see how it turns out. And Action Pilot Halo Jump. I'm saying Action Pilot because they've been saying Action Pilot in the listings for the longest time. It's probably something like it'll probably just be like Action Halo Jumper or something. I don't know what the name will be at this point. Yeah, if it was a pilot, it would have nothing to fly steps toys. Exactly. It kind of makes more sense to do like a Halo Trooper. Absolutely agree with that. People saying that they think the Halo Jump is going to reuse some of Ripcord. I mean, it's very, very possible, isn't it? Yeah. It would, yeah, probably. I mean, he was a Halo Jumper, yeah. Given the deluxe nature of 60th, including soft goods, you would expect working parachute. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. And I'm very excited to see if they have done something like that as well. The absolute mad geniuses in the lab there. What of Crazy Legs? We haven't seen anything of Crazy Legs. We'll probably see Crazy Legs this month, I'd imagine. At least in some sort of fashion, we will. Excited to see him, honestly. We've only had that kind of sketch render thing of him, haven't we? Sketch render sounds like a name of a character in like Star Wars. Anyway, actually, it does sound like a sketch render Sounds like a Star Wars character. Action Marine is gung ho in dress blues. That would, I'd love that. That would be amazing. Will we get SDC tees? Okay, yeah, possibly. Because I've been saying this whole time that we never see renders for any of those figures, but we have. We've seen them for Dr. Mindbender, and we've seen them for the Crimson Strike team. Yeah. Oh, it has been leaked, has it? Airborne Customs. The Marine is a sniper. Cool. Okay, so that is the other thing then, guys. Well, yeah, that's some of the other thing then, guys. That the Marine is a sniper, so that's going to be fun as well. Can't wait to see that. So okay, that's already been leaked as well. It's good because you guys are telling me that, and I wasn't the one saying it, so that's good. Dash Rendar was a Star Wars character. That's true. What if the Halo jumper just turned out to be a figure of a character from the Halo games in a G.I. Joe box? I doubt that, but that would be hilarious. Some, not all. Anyway, that is that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we've covered everything. So just a quick recap. Alpine, Iron Grenadier Bat, Iron Grenadiers, and Storm Shadow V2 are the standard retail wave of 4, now all unlocked. The Sarge is a Fanmazon, as is the Stinger and Driver. And yeah, they're unlocked. Well, Sarge is already unlocked, but the Stinger and Driver has now been unlocked as well. The Heart Wrencher and Night Force Falcon 2-pack is a Walmart exclusive. I don't know if that's got anything to do with YoJoe June or not. Maybe that was just a leak from a separate kind of situation. I mean, it's going to be at some point, I guess. But I don't know if it's going to be for June or not. But that is the 2-pack that I told you it was another character. I told you I wasn't going to tell you who it was, and I didn't. So it's been leaked elsewhere, and I'm just reporting it. Okay. And what else was I going to say? The Retro Cobra Commander and Retro Cobra Trooper, and the Action Marine Sniper and the Action Pilot Halo Jumper are all probably going to be seen in June. We don't know how that's going to look across the month, but I'm sure they'll spread it all out. I don't think we probably won't have the vehicle at the same time as the 4-figure wave, at the same time as everything. We'll probably have like the 4-figure wave and the retro. We'll probably have like the vehicle and maybe the Sarge and Low Light and Spirit possibly, and then maybe we'll have the 60th and something else. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. It looks like we've got 3 spots for pre-order spaces, as I said before, and on top of all that, we have that last week of the month, which I still think might be some sort of HasLab reveal, but we don't know anything about that, so who knows. The other retro. Oh yeah, because we've got Azrael, haven't we? Still kind of out there. Do you think we'll find out? Yeah, we'll probably will. Windblade. They'll probably show off who Azrael is. We have an idea, but we don't know. We don't know who it is. Confirmed. So not a clue on that one. Technically, we have our ideas, but we don't know. Anyway, it's retro windmill indeed. Plastic battles, absolutely. Oh, people, has it already been revealed as well? The other aspect of the Marine. It looks like it because people are saying it in the comments again. Okay, there you go then. So I really thought we were going to get to the 4th or whenever it comes out without knowing the ins and outs of the 60th figures. So that is a bit of a shame. But yeah, not only is it a sniper, but it's a female. So it's a female Action Marine sniper. There you go. Oh well, everything leaks, doesn't it? Everything. Just give it up. I know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just tell everyone what everything is. No, I'm not going to do that. I can't. In any case, I don't know actually what. I'd say I give it up, but I don't know who Azrael is. I don't know who Whipsnake's 2-pack is. I don't know who Fred is, and we're still not sure about Scrappy. Like I said, I think it's Low Light and Spirit, based on the fact that it's a Pulse exclusive, but that's it. Like everything else is unlocked. I can't tell you anymore that isn't already out there. So there you go. I'm literally just backing up what's already been said. There you go. That's it. I think that's everything. I'm not going to bother going through everything else. We know what's happening. This is really all about, you know, this particular YoJoe June. So there's 2025. Yay. At least we know 6 figures of those. Maybe there'll be some unlocks on this side of this page after YoJoe June as well. Maybe, but we will see. Anyway, let's move on to shout outs and then let's bring this to a close. Let's do it. Have you tried Hoarder yet? No? Well, you need to. If you have a collection of things and want to create a fun and easy way of organising it and of course showing it off, then get involved. You can post items and build collections, and you can drop a status like getting a fun delivery or seeing some awesome related stuff on your travels. Build your collections with Hoarder. The app is free to download on Google Play and the App Store, so what are you waiting for? Get to hoarding. Right then, lots of stuff still in the shout outs. It's crazy. We'll start with Pat and Phil of Articulated Points. Now, Pat is doing something with Declassified tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. We're doing something as well for the Full Force. Well, I'm doing something with somebody else for the Full Force. So Operation Armor, tune in tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. You'll see both of us there. But anyway, shout out to Pat and Phil of Articulated Points. Pat just released a wonderful new episode all about Street Fighter figures, and it's amazing. And there he is celebrating with the movie Street Fighter crew. Isn't that the funniest picture you've ever seen? Pat dressed up as friggin' Jean-Claude Van Damme. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, eh? Absolutely awesome. Anyway, go check out the video. It's fantastic. Articulated Points link in the description. Go check out their YouTube channel. And like I said, go watch that video. It's brilliant. If you're into Street Fighter and you're into G.I. Joe, you're going to love that episode. So anyway, massive shout out to Pat. Sorry he couldn't be with us. Obviously, he's working tonight. But, you know, them's the breaks when it comes to doing Operation Armor tomorrow. And you'll still get us tomorrow. Like, you'll get both of us in separate kind of situations tomorrow. So it's like, you know, it's like a double whammy for you. It's YoJoe June Eve going into YoJoe June to start the month. It's lovely. Anyway, big shout out to my wonderful wife Kate and my lovely little Phoebes. They're upstairs at the moment. Love you. And also to the family, we've got mum and dad coming all the way from sunny UK to see us very soon. Can't wait for that. Slap bang in the middle of YoJoe June. Did not plan that right, did we at all? They're going to be involved. They're going to have to be running like, you know, like kind of background, like doing lighting, doing like tech setup, coming in, being on shows and having like interviews and stuff. Just kidding. But it is going to be quite busy and ridiculous. So hopefully I can actually spend some time with them after not seeing them for so long. Anyway, massive shout out to the families as well. Can't wait to hang out with them. And then, yeah, Brian Sauer for the amazing graphics and for the operation. Well, actually, first of all, assembly required, just to keep reminding you, more information will probably come out about assembly required either during or after tomorrow's Operation Armor. So assembly required is the in-person live human to human, sometimes others, interactive convention. That's in Des Moines, Iowa. It's the 13th annual, and it is a Destro themed, or a Iron Grenadiers themed, and it's on November 8th and 9th of this year. So like I said, pay attention, and then you may get some more information about everything, like maybe getting hotels and information about the show and all that kind of stuff. More of that stuff will come, do not worry. But it's off in November, which is like a month away now, right? Everything seems to be so rapidly traveling at the moment that I can't even think about it. Anyway, Operation Armor 4, as I said, kicks off tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Pat's involved, Declassified is involved, the Full Force is involved. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's a fairly decent long show. Starts at 10, finishes at it starts at 10:30, finishes, I think, 10, 11, 12, 1. Probably finishes about 2 o'clock, I think, or maybe a bit beyond that. But it's really cool, and it's lots of cool stuff. And the link will be up on all their socials, and of course we'll share it in the morning as well on our socials, so you can, you know, watch and check it out and enjoy it basically. All right, on top of that, this pops up not in the week, and I only really kind of showed this. It was one of the auction sites. I think it was Hakes. They had this one kind of, it came and went, but I just really like seeing Destro figure. I like seeing, sorry, GI Joe figures on the International Heroes era Hasbro cards, and I absolutely love this one. I had this figure as a kid. In fact, it would have been very similar to this one, as it would have been that free Action Force. Is it the body transfer? Yeah, it would have been the body transfer one that I got of Destro, and I think it was Barbecue I had, and I put him on, and the transfers weren't the best quality, so it didn't really look like Barbecue straight away, and I was a little impatient with it, so it was one of those things where you just had to kind of like push it on properly. And then it was one of those water transfers as well, where you put it on, and you put the water on, and then you leave it for like a few minutes, and you kind of hold on to it, and then you peel it off, and it remains on your skin. And it was there for like a week, but it kind of, by the end of it, it deteriorated to the point where it just looked like I was dirty. But anyway, love that figure, and that would have been the one I had pretty much, not the one obviously, but it would have been very similar to that one. Then this popped up, didn't it? Oh my god, yeah, this was great. So randomly out of nowhere, we got this stop motion Sergeant Slaughter video using the classified figure, and it was it's absolutely phenomenal. I think it was almost like last weekend, I think, that was posted. I'm just going to try to scroll over there and actually get the info. But yeah, it was just in Ratch, and absolutely amazing video. If you haven't seen it, go find it on our, I think we posted it on, I think it was like on X that we shared it, but it's an amazing stop motion video. I think everyone in the fandom actually re-shared it, put it in their stories and reels and stuff. It's just brilliant. Even Lenny did. I saw Lenny was excited because obviously it's his design and everything. Trashing some bats, turning up in a vamp with Clutch. It's just great. Really good stop motion video, and very awesome indeed. So yeah, really awesome. So you can go check that out on our Facebook page. Just scroll a little bit. It's a bit of a ways down there. If you hit the next weekly, you've gone too far, is all I'll say on that one. Yeah, so that big shout out to Justin for an amazing stop motion video. Then also Ray Murphy gets a double shout out, 2 in a row, for his wonderful kind of mobile missile system, the SAS version. Love it, absolutely love it. And he's got his kind of SAS guys around there as well, which is really cool. Oh, was it Recondo in the vamp, or are you talking about something else? Oh right, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, you're talking about the, ignore me, you're talking about, you stay, yeah, keep talking between yourselves. Anyway, this is a beautiful custom of the HMS basically for the SAS team, and it's just great. And yeah, I love Ray's work. It's so clean, it's so nice, and it's always so nostalgic to see the Action Force stuff. Brilliant. Thank you, Ray, for the wonderful work that you do. And again, you can see that post on our Facebook page, on our Twitter, on our Instagram, because we stole it off Ray in the first place. You could just go to Ray's page and look at it, but yeah, but then we wouldn't get the hits and clicks and stuff. I'm lolling, of course. So massive shout out to Ray. There you are in the comments, mate. Brilliant stuff. Thanks again for another brilliant custom. Right, and of course, 4 minutes before I went live, Kickley had to post another beautiful piece of work. He went with Vamp Mark II, Clutch, Tan Clutch, Rock and Roll, Breaker, and Zap. Love this shot as well. Really cool. It's a commission again, but again, when he posts them, I feel like compelled to put them in our Kickley, gallery at the end. Great work again, and we'll always support Kickley because he's brilliant. Support all you great artists and photographers and everything. You guys do amazing work. If I could, I'd talk about every single one of you amazing people in all of you guys doing stuff on Instagram and X and Facebook and all that stuff. Like, yeah, great stuff. Thanks for the shout out earlier and the support of my content over the course of the week, Chris. Not at all. Shark Eyes Toy View, thank you very much for all the, first of all, for sending me images. Saves me even making them, and also for the videos as well. Great stuff, man. Really appreciate it. Brilliant. That's it for the weekly. Happy YoJoe June Eve. Don't forget to put your Lenny, Emily, and Tony stockings out on the fireplace. Now, I will talk about this because everyone's going nuts at the moment because Emily's not involved in the live stream. Emily is on every brand, guys. She is being overworked, and she's also planning SDCC. She is being pulled in every direction. Now, you might have seen that also I think she removed her Instagram page. It's all good. I genuinely think it was just burnout in that sense, right? And it's obviously that's for her to, for her and the family and friends and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm not aware. That's just speculative, but I'm sure that's why it was kind of removed, right? Now, aside from that, she's still on the brand and is running it, just as she is running Ghostbusters and like basically just pick a brand. She's on every single one of them, shows up on all of the things. Like, she's still very much involved 100%. So yeah, do not worry about Emily in that sense. Yeah, do not worry about her. But a lot of people were saying like, oh, obviously, she's been kicked off the brand, she's out of Hasbro and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, what? No. I would, don't get me wrong, I was also concerned, but I reached out and got the lowdown, and everything's cool. So nothing to worry about, just lots of things happening at the moment. And like I said, SDCC is bonkers, and she is effectively the only one doing anything for it. So yeah, expect an amazing SDCC, I would say. Right, that's it pretty much, I think. What am I going to say? So Operation Armor tomorrow, don't forget. This has just been a Full Force Weekly YoJoe June Eve. I think the other thing you have to put out as well, look, not only do you put the stockings out for Lenny, Emily, and Tony, but you also have to put out a glass of whiskey, and and then Lenny comes down your chimney, drinks the whiskey, and Tony eats the mince pies. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. I've just basically called Tony like a reindeer, is what I've basically said about that. But anyway, it does feel a little bit like Christmas, doesn't it? It's like G.I. Joe Christmas, I think. YoJoe June. So I'm gonna get an early night, and then hopefully on the weekend we'll do Let's Talk Classified Road Pig. We'll do what else will we do? There's something else I think I was going to do. Well, any news that breaks, we'll jump on it. And the other thing I was going to say was enjoy the brand at the moment, because it's absolutely running wild. We've got movie news like a regular occurrence. We've got comics blowing up all over the place, and we've got amazing action figures around the corner. And I cannot wait for the 4th. We will do a live after the fact, but it won't be immediately after the fact. I'll probably be like later on in the evening. It'll take me a while to compile everything, and then yeah, we'll just congregate in the evening. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. See you tomorrow for Operation Armor. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. Laters. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/TheFullForce. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @TheFullForce Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.